You're listening to the randomness that is 420radio.com. Sorry, that's 420radio.ca. Powered by ADHD and fueled by cannabis.
Good evening. I'm Coulter Wonkite. I'm already into the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show.
Because we can't hear it?
No, because I removed it. Because it's now 420 radio, and I've been replacing all of our commercials this week and last week, and that's what I've been literally sitting here staring out my window, trying to come up with interesting stuff to do commercials for. Anyways, so this is the 420 radio show. We're live here at 420radio.ca, and I'll say hi to the people in the chat room, which is Hillary and who else? Gee, I wonder. Dale. And also,
no, it's Grateful Newbie.
No, it's Dale.
No, it says Grateful Newbie. I can read it, dude. It's Grateful. You just got really high.
So, I did mushrooms earlier.
See?
Just a little bit. So we're here with our guest today, who is Paul Hartman. And Paul Hartman is a very good friend of the show and a really cool storyteller. And I tell you, this man's got some fucking stories. He's been around the block. We'll get to that. And also, I want to say hi to Mary Jane. Hi, Mary Jane. I miss you.
Hey, guys. Miss you guys.
She doesn't have a good mic
I miss
anymore.
Mary Jane, too.
It's Robot Mary Jane.
I apologize. I know I tried to use my mic earlier, and it's doing some wonky stuff, so I've just got the Samsung headset. So
that's better wherever you moved your microphone.
Yeah, wherever you moved it to, it worked better.
Oh, good. I'll keep it right there.
Are you here in Toronto?
Not yet. I will be, though. I'm super excited. We've got a show coming up at the Grand Gerard Theatre.
I knew that.
Well, I hope you'll be there.
When is that?
It's this Sunday, the 24th at 7 p.m.
Is it weed friendly?
It is family friendly, so cannabis must be just like most other locations outside. But I mean, you know.
And that's with your Timmy?
Yes, Timmy will be the headliner.
Cool.
Super excited. Normally he just does hosting, but he'll be doing the headlining this time.
Cool. Well, I'll see what I'm doing.
So, all right.
Mary Jane loves Paul, so she came to say hi because she's bored.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Mary Jane.
Yeah, because she's bored. You had to add that part, right?
She doesn't come around any other time.
Yeah, I suppose.
Mary Jane and I have a crush thing going on.
Dude, everybody's got a crush thing with Mary Jane. I'm sorry.
True that, brother.
So I found in my refrigerator, a piece of one of Paula's chocolate caramel mushroom treats.
Oh, Lord.
And it's been in there for a while, so this is going to be like yucky. But I'm going to go eat it. I'm going to have it right now. And while I'm eating it, Mr. Paul, why don't for those who don't know who Paul is, shall I explain or would you like to?
Oh, no, I want to hear what you say.
Paul is the brother of two very famous gentlemen. One in the record industry in the, 70s, 60s, 70s?
Yeah, from the 60s on, yeah.
And the other, who more recognizable, his brother Phil. Phil dropped the N at the end of Hartman and became a world named comedian because of SNL, and then of course a show that was tailor made for him, News Radio, where Joe Rogan came out of.
Yeah,
Joe
people
Rogan
forget
came out.
Pee-wee's Playhouse, though.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, Pee-wee's
I-
Playhouse was the beginning of it all, right?
That's
right.
what started it for him.
Yeah. Captain Carl, and he wrote half of the kid shows, and he wrote the pilot with Pee-wee.
I
I
didn't know
forgot
that.
he was. I
Yeah,
forgot
and
that
wrote
he
the
was
half
involved in
of both the movies.
that. You know, still am a huge fan. I loved News Radio,
News Radio is one of my favorites of all time.
and I still sit there and watch it and still laugh. I mean, the cast of that show.
Classic.
Yeah, that was epic. Like, putting together an ensemble cast like that is so difficult. you know?
It ranks up there with MASH and the other ensemble shows.
Exactly.
You know.
Cheers, all of it, Taxi,
And
the
you
whole
know,
frickin' thing.
I've just I'm up rather early, as I'm sure you know, Paul, and I've started watching reunion shows. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I watched the Mary Tyler Mary Tyler Moore reunion show where she moves back, Rhoda moves back to Manhattan, and they become pals again and roommates and blah blah blah. It was kind of cute. I watched the Brady Bunch reunion show. I watched the Happy Days reunion show, and then I watched MASH. MASH was a cool show. I love that.
I love MASH.
He did a lot of movies too, didn't he?
Yeah. A few. You know, he was in Jingle All the Way, which is probably the biggest one with Arnold. He had lots of great stories about that. He said that Arnold, if he got mad at you, he would call you a forehead. And he would go, "What's the matter with you? Some kind of forehead?" It's like, you have a large cranium, you know? And I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy.
Wow. So, and I mean, we'll. One of the things that I love about hanging out with Paul, be it online or in person, is the stories are nonstop. I mean, he has a lifetime of stories, not just about his brothers. His brother John, is he still in the industry, or he's retired now, or?
He's retired. He lives in his house in Topanga Canyon,
and he used to be one of the higher ups in the record industry back in the day, right?
He was about as high up as you could get. I mean, he got the Heller Award, which in music and agenting and managing is the highest achievement you can get, right? I mean, if you do a search on the Heller Award, you'll see the kind of, it's only an agent, a manager, or a casting director can get it. Right?
You know, I got to know Gino Empri before he died back in the 90s, and he was the booking agent for the Royal York when the Royal York was the Royal York.
Right.
And he knew everybody, and you walk into his office, and there were pictures, and it looked like a deli. Okay, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. John, the first artist John signed when he was a baby agent at William Morris was Sonny and Cher.
Which, here's a funny story. I don't know if I've told you this. First concert I ever went to was Sonny and Cher at the C&E, back when you could rush the stage afterwards, and they would stay and talk to you and shake your hand.
Right, yeah, for sure. That was like that in those days.
What was the first concert that you went to?
The first concert I went to was at John's nightclub on the Sunset Strip, which was the Kaleidoscope. And before it was the Kaleidoscope, it was the Moulin Rouge, or the Earl Carroll Theater. It was the Earl Carroll Theater originally. And after it was the Kaleidoscope, it became the Aquarius Theater where they did hair. After that, it went down, and Nickelodeon had it for a while. And now they're restoring it or something back to its original heyday, right? But, and I think they did a movie about it where they repainted the building a bunch of times for all the different stages that it went in, right?
Wow.
And I worked for 2 weeks there at least, because I was real little. I was 12 years old, right, at the time. And I crawled through the air conditioning duct following wires so that they could figure out where they terminated to satisfy a fire inspection so they could open the club. And my parents like helped paint and shit like that, right? And it was crazy because it was round inside the theater, right? And this is trivia, like Harrison Ford worked as a carpenter there, helping build the dance floor to the place which they had taken out of an old bowling alley in Hollywood and moved it in there and built it in and made this dance floor, right down in front of the stage. And the stage was really fucking cool because they did like 1930s style stage shows in there with music and dancing girls and all kinds of acts. And they had a rain curtain. And they had rotating stages because everything was round, right? So they had a rotating ring, and then the center of the stage rotated so you could have another band set up on the other side of the curtain. You pulled it to the center, turned it around. The other band's already set up. You pull the curtain back, bang, back in business, right? So they could change over really fucking fast, man. And they did things like 24-hour film festivals or, like a whole weekend of films, and they'd show them in 360 degrees all around you. So you could watch 8 films at once for $1 on the weekend, right? Crazy shit like that. And they didn't just do rock and roll. They had like orchestras and circuses and shit, right? It was just the most psychedelic, crazy thing. They were trying to do the Fillmore East and West, or San Francisco in LA, right?
Yeah. And a lot of it was a lot of that going. They still try and do it. They try and bring Slice of California up here, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It was incredible. So the opening night was a band called Fever Tree, Canned Heat, and the Jefferson Airplane.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like 12 years old, right? And these people were fucking high as fuck. I hadn't done any drugs or smoked any weed.
Let's move to the future, where eventually you became the mule for some of the largest names in the industry.
Well, right? Not a mule.
I wouldn't call him a mule.
A mule? A drug dealer?
No,
there's a difference between a mule and a dealer.
I was a weed dealer. I was a smuggler. I was a grower. Smuggling was the thing that caught me for a long time. It was something I loved to do. I loved the chess game, right? And it was pretty easy when I started doing it. I was 19 when I did my first one. I backpacked 100 pounds of weed from Mexico across the Arizona border 2 nights in a row. The first night was totally smooth, no hiccups, right? Second night, we got fucking lost or some shit. I think we walked about 2 extra miles. And we walk around this rock, and we run into a bunch of people with backpacks on, just like us. And we're like, holy fuck. And we all freaked out and walked in the other direction. And, it was like, I'm sure we walked 4 extra miles on top of the 2 we'd already walked, right? Wow. And I got paid $2,500 for doing it each night. And that was kind of the start of it, right? It was where it really started to get interesting. And I got more and more into it. And and moved to Mexico and spent a lot of time in Oaxaca and places like that, and met.
When did you start growing?
Oh, in the 70s, like 72.
So that's a long time of learning, eh?
No, it happened in the 60s because when I smoked my first joint, I took the seed from Phil cleaning it, and I planted it in my parents' backyard. So that was 1966. So I've been growing for 52 years or something.
I was 3 years old in 1966.
Yeah, weed went through a lot of changes, I'll tell you. Like the first weed we got in Southern California in LA was crushed to death, and it was mostly stick and seed and
a lot of seed. That's where we learned how to use. Seed. That's where we learned how to use the double album to separate.
Exactly. Yep. A valuable tool in the process.
Does anybody do that anymore? No, I don't think so.
Here you can, because it's almost impossible to grow seedless weed here, right? Like what you got to realize about here is that everybody smokes weed just about. And they stand around on the street corner and they break up weed and it has seeds in it and it falls on the ground and it grows. Yeah. And like I find 3-inch tall male plants blasting pollen all the fucking time, all over the place, right? And it's the ambient pollen count here must be mind-boggling. I can't wait till our lab are fully up and running and we can actually do something, a test like that. To figure it out, because it's kind of crazy when you spend all that time and you end up with some seed in it. Right?
So how are you guys fast forwarding some more? How are you guys trying to combat that? Are you able to? Are you going to try?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because now in 2019, Paul is in Jamaica. Growing for Castle Black?
That's right, Castle Black.
And they are
we're an international cannabis company that primarily is a crude oil maker. We have 7 dispensary licenses here on the island of Jamaica. Our first dispensary opens this month in Ocho Rios, which is right at the Sandals Resort. Our second one opens outside of Ocho Rios, and this place is fucking sexy beyond words. It's an 1.75 acres right on the water. It has a 5 master suite Airbnb, a restaurant, cabanas, a full stage, an upstairs bar and restaurant, and then a spiral staircase that goes down.
This is the castle that you're in?
No, the castle is in Islington, up on top of a mountain.
Oh, okay.
This is one of our dispensaries.
Oh, okay.
Right on the water with a vapor bar and a shatter bar, extract bar on the second level down right near the water, right? And then you can go down another stairway right into the water. Right?
Sounds obscene.
It is. It's just so frickin' sexy. People won't even believe it, right? It will absolutely be the crown of these kind of places on the island. And then we have one in every place that there's going to be a port, right? Where there's a port on the island.
Oh, wow. So you're a busy boy.
I'm not. That's the other part of the company. I'm busy growing. That's and getting stuff ready for extract and stuff like that. We're still in our test growing phase. We just harvested our first crop. We learned all the problems that we have to fix, which are, some of them are immense, man. It's not easy growing in the tropical zone. I mean, our first test grow had 527 plants in it, and it was like a 1/4 of an acre, and we pulled 11,000 caterpillars off them in 10 weeks.
Wow.
And so I've had to start a company breeding trichogramma wasp which lays its egg. Yeah, it's the only way we'll be able to get it under control. We're also going to use Dr. Zymes. You got to have at least 3 measures in line. The next thing we would use is Keegan water. A lot of people don't know about Keegan water. This is going to tell everybody a huge secret. This is fucking phenomenal. It's so simple. It's stupid. Keegan water, a Keegan machine, what it does is ionically changes the pH of water. So you can make pH 2.6 if you want, or you can make any pH between that and 11.9. 2.6 is so acidic that it milks insect eggs. It actually dissolves spores for botrytis and powdery mildew. And then you can hit it the other way. And when you use it, what you do is you spray it. You drench the plant with it, right? 15 minutes later, you come back with 11.9. It equalizes the pH back to 6.8. The plant is never damaged in the process, and you just used water. Done. No more products that you buy. Thank you. And then you have something like Dr. Zymes in your toolkit. You've got it covered in another way, right? And so you've got the best backup on both sides. You covered a multiple spectrum of problems simply, right? And economically. A Keegan water setup is expensive to get it first, but you never have to buy another one, right? And it is such a simple thing.
I think everybody left.
No, we're here.
I'm Googling Keegan water.
I'm trying to absorb that knowledge. That's amazing.
It's a trippy thing. How I discovered it was a friend of mine who grows in Northern California. He's a famous grower. Matter of fact, I think there's even a video where he talks about it on Growers Network or something like that, right? He's being interviewed. This guy's a fucking brilliant grower in Southern Humboldt. And his mother had breast cancer. And people get it because you want to drink 9.5 pH water, right? His mother knocks her breast cancer out with it. And he's looking at the thing. And there's a whole section in it about plants. They don't even advertise this shit to growers, right? Like, it's such a brilliant fucking way to deal with some complex issues, you know? And we all know that you try to do it, people do it with baking soda. Let's change the pH. It'll stop the powdery mildew, right? Fuck, you can do it with water. You can use it right up to the minute of harvest, right? Keegan should give me some money for this.
I wish Darcy was here because he's a grower as well. And
I'm sure he's listening.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Let's find out.
Darcy,
the biggest problem I've had here is our water is so inconsistent, right? Like, we have crazy pH swings. My pH can be at 7 and then shoot up to 8. And it's because the water system here, they change its sources at time, right? Like, sometimes it comes from rivers, sometimes it comes from reservoirs, right? And it's an English system. Amazingly, the dissolved solids are like that 200, which is like kind of a non-event, you know? You go, fuck, you think about someplace in Ontario where it's like minimum 375, 600, right?
I don't know anything about that stuff at all. Nothing.
Well, you psychomaniacs, you.
Yeah, well. Leonard.
What's that?
No hockey tonight?
No hockey tonight. Well, no junior A hockey, Churro. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Okay, so how's it's just starting up, the junior hockey right now, right?
No, actually, junior hockey always starts probably end of September, I find nowadays.
So how many games they in now? So how's the Attack doing? Are they in the the playing there, or what?
Well, I'm in the Nova Scotia League. Who's the
Oh,
attack?
you're way out there.
Oh, we're East Coast here, boy.
Hunter and Jesus by.
Jesus, man, there's a lot of curlers out there.
They're both Marcel.
There is, actually.
Darcy,
they fucking love it out here.
Leonard are out.
So do they have a bong spiel out there yet, like Ontario? Ontario has the first bong spiel.
I think we got to bring it here, Marcel.
I'm going to take a look.
You guys got to start a bong spiel out there, man. The Wyerton Curling Club has a bong spiel, and I believe it's in January this year. There's stoners out there that want to have a fun fucking time. This thing is insane. Like the first year, Shatterizer's one of the sponsors. They had so many people stepped up for this thing. They sold it out in 24 hours. It was kind of my fault. I posted it on the Ice Technicians Facebook page, and all those maniacs posted it everywhere. That filled up overnight.
Churro Curling Club, we could always see if they'd put one on.
And they're going to have a growers cannabis cup this year too. So if you grew your 4 plants, you can enter in it.
What's the laws down there now? Is it legal? Is it not legal? Can you grow? Can you not grow?
Everybody can grow 5 plants. It's not completely legal. It's legal for medical use, but they don't enforce the laws at all. You know, it's crazy. Like
they do here.
I can drive in a car and drink a beer and smoke a fucking joint. When I get pulled over by a cop, they're only going to talk to the driver, right? They don't give a fuck what you're doing. You can be getting a blowjob, smoking a fat joint, and drinking a beer, and the cop is not even going to say anything to you.
Yeah, but you know what? I agree with that. You're not the one driving.
I love Jamaica. This place is incredible.
I love fucking Jamaica.
People have their priorities straight here. That's what I think. Every day is a celebration here. That's one of the things. Like, you know, if you're not working, you're partying. That's what you're doing. You're hanging with your buddies. You're thinking, how are we going to eat today? You know, what can we drag out of the jungle? Let's roast some breadfruit right here. We'll start a fire right in the street. You know, it's like that. It's like you can't do it. And then, like tonight, there's a birthday party in the street right outside the castle. They've got a DJ who pulled up in a vehicle that has an insane sound system built into the whole back of the SUV. And they take all the speakers out and they set them out. And the thing has a light show attached to it. The guy climbs up a telephone pole and bootlegs it to the electricity. And they got a bar set up and food cooking right on the road. And that's where this birthday party is tonight.
Cool. Now, okay, go on.
Can you do that in Canada?
Yeah, it's called tailgating, and Mr. Ford has legalized it.
No, but I mean like in front of your house.
Well, that's a picnic.
A picnic without a permit.
Do you need a
No, because then you just have too many people
lawn?
showing up. Where?
Oh man, so many people show up. It's almost a system. Like they take turns doing it. Like everybody there's all these little stores everywhere. Like people, one of the things they do is they open these little bars and stores that are just tiny, right? And like probably not any bigger than a bedroom in Canada, right? And each one of them in the area will take a turn having a party, right? And all the other people will promote that party and get a bunch of people to go there and drink and party and eat food. And it kind of gives that person a leg up for a few months, right? And then they move it to the next guy in the chain, right? It's a really cool system. And they have the guys who do the stereo DJ things in vehicles. Like sometimes they'll pull up 4 vehicles that have these systems and they sync them up, and it's just massive sound on the beach. And
the guy that used to do our reggae show on Saturday nights, Passion, that's what he does. He does parties on the beach.
Nice. Yeah, those are.
He used to be the cook at the Hot Box.
Yeah, I had some Hot Box visitors up here, Sharon Enright and some of her crew, a couple of weeks ago.
Cool. So how's about we listen to some tunes?
Right on.
Now, before we listen to some tunes, tell me a David Crosby story. Because we're going to listen to some Woodstock.
I've got crazy Crosby stories. Not good, not pretty ones. Like real scary ones.
Never mind.
I have some beautiful ones too, though. Crosby is an incredible guy. Like, and you know what? His last stuff that came out, the jazz he's doing, fucking blew my mind. Right? Like, he's done a full blown jazz album, and I'm like, it's sweet. You know, like talking about somebody who came back from the dark side in a way that very few people in show business did what he did, right? So hats off to the Cros, right? But here's a great Crosby story. On the road with Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and the tour manager, I'm pretty sure it was the tour manager who did it, a guy named Glenn Goodwin. And if it wasn't him, it was him and a guy named Mac Holbert. And the tour T-shirt had Crosby, Stills, and Nash on it. It was white on a black T-shirt, right? And it said Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Well, their nicknames are Orca, Orbit, and Ozzy, right? And Crosby because he's kind of fat and is always in the water and has a boat. Ozzy was Nash because he's like Ozzy and Harriet, the family man. And Orbit was Stills because he does so many fucking drugs, he's in orbit, right? And so they printed up a bunch of these shirts for the crew, right? And so everybody shows up, and Crosby comes in and he goes, there's something wrong here. So there's something very wrong here, and I don't know what it is. And I'm looking around the room, and everybody's wearing these shirts, right? I'm like, I don't even know what to say. It took them all night to figure it out.
Where's the song?
It's coming.
You be right forgot, back. Didn't you? You forgot.
No, I didn't. I was waiting to see if there was more.
Oh.
We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Cheech.
And this is Chong.
And you're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
What is it?
Lifestyle Radio. Say it one more time.
420 Radio?
Ooh.
Hang up and try again.
Well,
are golden. We are hero parted, and we got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were heavily strong, and everywhere was a song and a celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bomb and death planes riding shotgun in the sky, turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stars, we are golden, we are caught in the devil's bargain, and we got to get ourselves back to the
I'm actually pretty excited about that.
We are back. This is the 420 Radio Show, and I have a chip in my mouth. I have a chip
Mary
on
Jane
my
was
shoulder.
just telling us that she was excited. So
Yeah.
Yes.
That's always exciting when Mary Jane's excited.
I heard some news that got me excited. So what can I say?
Yes.
I haven't heard any exciting news in a long time.
So let's see. What are we going to talk about now? Let's talk
Marcel
about.
wanted to talk about somebody's grow.
no, I'm not talking about their grow.
Oh, okay.
Listen, though, if you're going to grow your plants, at least let them have a stalk before you put them to flower. Because if you wait till the 4 sets of leaves and then you flip the lights, you're going to get about 1 gram or 2 grams per plant. And you've just wasted a month. God.
These chips are really good. I'm sorry.
I was looking at psilocybin.
Yeah?
Yes. Had some.
And, well, no, I read something here the other day that I never believe anything I read, so I had to go and check it out.
Yeah.
And it was that the citric acid in lemons will convert the psilocybin to psilocyan, which is what you get high with, and it's a lot more powerful, I guess. The only thing is it doesn't have as long a duration. And it made me think that very much along the lines of hydroxy-11 THC. So if you let your liver convert hydroxy-11 THC, then you get a long high out of it. But if you ingest or inject hydroxy-11, you have a much shorter span. Yes.
I could enjoy mushroom trips that were shorter.
Yeah, well, mix them with lemon juice. It'll be more powerful, but it won't last 8 hours. It might only last 4 or 5.
Well, gee,
that's what I love about DMT, man. Like, you can be in an airport and you can take a hit of DMT and you're high for 17 minutes. You can get on a plane, you know?
And yes, Al, in regards to injecting cannabis, it's done in laboratories.
I know. I saw a video where they injected sativa and an indica, and you could see the dramatic difference in the woman both times. It was on 2 different days.
They wouldn't have been doing the sativa and indica, though. They would have been doing, because all they'll do is distillates.
Well, then it would have been a THC and a CBD, I guess, right?
Or a THC and a hydroxy-11 THC.
Okay.
Because I have seen the studies from that one, and that was interesting. And what they found was injection of hydroxy 11 THC hit way harder than the THC injection. But
is this something that converts, or like THCA does, or it's just on its own?
Okay, so
it's the metabolite of the liver.
Yeah, it starts out as THCA. When you heat it to decarboxylate, it becomes delta 9 THC. Yeah. When it goes through your liver, it becomes hydroxy 11 THC.
It's 5. I always tell people it's 5 to 7 times stronger than THC.
Yes, exactly.
And it crosses the blood-brain barrier quicker, easier.
Way quicker, and that's why you get so much higher off of a small amount of edibles compared to what you get smoking. When you smoke it, THC is going right to the brain in the bloodstream, and some of that's going back to create hydroxy 11. So that's what gives you your prolonged high, or prolonged as you would get. But you have very short life for THC. Hydroxy 11 has a very long life because it's closer to anandamide, which your body naturally creates.
You've lost me, dude.
Sorry, dude. Lenny's still with me, aren't you, Lenny?
He totally nerded out there for a minute.
This
is the
shit I like, man.
Yeah.
I know Paul knows what you're talking about, and Lenny knows, and I'm sure Darcy laying in his bed laughing at us right now knows what you're talking about. But I don't. But
I'm smoking an oiler and Facebooking at the same time.
I just push buttons here. That's all I do. Although, you know what, I got to say, and Marcel will tell you, I surprise myself sometimes because I don't retain a lot because of the ADHD. But, I mean, 6 years down the road, I'll be having a conversation with Marcel, and I'll be like, I guess I do retain more. But
you do. You just don't realize it at the time because you're losing your short-term memory, but it's still folded in there somewhere.
Well, you know, I like to fold my bed and sheets now and then too. So.
Yeah, sure you do. I bet if we walked into your house right now, your bed's a mess.
No, actually, well, because of the dog, yeah. But I have to make it every morning, otherwise she gets upset.
Oh, okay.
She digs, she moves it, and then the cat needs, and so the minute I'm out of the bed, they're both in there, dude. And then like this morning, I woke up. Do you have any pets? Oh, you have a cat there, right?
My cat's still in Canada.
Aw, dude.
Yeah, I'm like.
That's kind of mean.
Yeah, I have 2 cats here that are local cats that kind of show up when they want to.
Not the same, is it?
Yeah, because they kind of belong to somebody else then.
Well,
they belong to themselves here.
I've known Rose and Steven all their lives, but I've had Rose now going on. She's 5. I've had her going on 3 years now, and I've had Steven just over a year. And I got Steven because he needed a place to live, and Rose was getting upset when I was in Hamilton, and my sister could hear her barking out the window. So they hang out. Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah. Let's talk mushrooms, shall we?
Sounds delicious.
Do you do shroomage, Lenny?
I haven't tried shrooms since I was probably 20, and I think it was shitty stuff anyway because it didn't really even do anything.
Soak it in lemon juice.
And I didn't bother again.
I put it off.
Acid. When I was a teenager,
acid was the thing. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I mean, I did a lot of acid when we were growing up, but I always said no to mushrooms because I don't like when the brain gets grabbed and you have no control over it.
But you liked acid?
Yeah, well, that's why I never wanted to do the mushrooms because of that.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
so
but
I said
it's not
no,
the
and
same.
and I said no, and I said no, and I said no, and then one day Paula said, "Here, try this."
Yeah.
And now I have been, and the reason I'm saying is that I have been microdosing. I only do 0.2, 0.3, maybe 0.5 at the most.
How often?
Every other week, maybe twice a month, maybe once a month. It depends on how I'm feeling. It knocks my depression out the fucking door.
Research is showing that a microdose once a week will stave off depression and PTSD.
And it is.
So do you get any high from it at all?
I'm higher than a kite right now. My head is
but
tingling.
You just ate more than a 0.2 because you just ate that chocolate.
No, I only had half of it.
Oh,
I remember the show. I don't know if you heard it, Lenny, but I did one of the first shows I did at Gunjanistas. I did maybe 1.5 grams, and wow! And then
it was only a fun show for Al.
The first time I did it was with Madison Baines, and she and I did it with the other gal, I can't remember her, Lake and Lee.
Yeah.
And my God, that was a fun show for me.
For you?
No, hey, come on. I listened to it after, and it was a good show.
All of us.
You were there.
It was a good show.
You were there,
what do you mean?
too, weren't you,
I know
Mary
I was
Jane?
there.
No, Mary Jane was there.
No. MJ didn't make it down for that one. I was there for the one later with Madison, but it was very interesting to listen to you say,
nice
you
nipples.
are such beautiful ladies.
No,
I can't get over how gorgeous you are. Okay, I'm being nice. Let's keep it nice.
I'll tell you what I said. I told her she had fucking amazing nipples.
They need to go back. They need to go back and listen to the show again.
I listened to it, and she listened to it, and it was not a bad show. It was a good show. I was surprised. I hit all the cues. I hit the buttons, so.
Lenny?
Yes.
Do you know who Madison Baines is?
I do not, actually.
Madison Baines is one of
Naked
the
News.
Naked News girls.
Okay.
Yes. And they were doing a photo shoot there, and then she stayed to do the show. And we did mushrooms.
And then she went on her Instagram Live.
My God, they both turned their Instagram on. We had 1,000 people watching us, for fuck's sake.
It was hilarious.
It was
They turned it on so I could watch what Al was doing. Al just spent the whole night drooling, so.
Oh, God.
Are you sure that was the mushrooms?
Yes.
Oh.
No, Madison makes me flustered, and she knows this. We've talked about it. But she's just one of those, she's just draws you to her. She's got amazing energy. She's stunning to look at, and she's an open book. And she'll sit there with her nipple hanging out. She doesn't care, right? But she is so intelligent and very articulate in how she talks. And she knows a lot about cannabis, and she's actually the one that brought cannabis into the Naked News studio. So she primarily does her cannabis news for them. Naked. With beautiful nipples.
News.
I like it. I approve.
You know who she is, Paul, don't you?
I'm certainly going to look her up.
When you're here next,
follow her on Instagram.
When you're here next, if I see her when we're out and about, I will definitely introduce you. Yeah, no, there's every now and then, and it happens to everybody. You when you're around a person that is just you just go goo goo gaga, I don't know. So
yes, I've been known to do that.
Well, you've spent a lifetime around celebrities, musicians and celebrities, right? You must have a ton of those. Like, hello, my name is Paul.
Oh yeah. Well, I started out as a photographer, right? And fashion and swimwear and cars was what I shot pictures of. I worked for Surfing Magazine and things like that. I did all their darkroom work for the production of the magazine for a couple of years when I was right out of high school. And so I was used to being around beautiful girls. I think Southern California. In fact, I lived in Laguna Beach for 20 years, man. And like more cars got rear-ended in that town on a Saturday afternoon than any place on earth. And it was all from girls crossing the street in G-strings and bikinis, you know. And so that place was epic in terms of the eye candy that was available in Southern California. And consequently, there was a truckload of drug dealers there, you know, weed dealers and smugglers. And that place was really a lot of fun.
Was a different time, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I lived there from the 70s to right through till 1992.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just Andrew Shaw, who is doing the CCBE event down at the exhibition place.
Wow.
Queen's.
I'm watching a video. Sorry.
The Queen's, I can't remember which building it is anyways, but that's this weekend in Toronto, and he just sent me a picture of the floor they got set up, and that's really, there were some bumps. So there's a lot of people coming in to go to the event this weekend. So it's nice to see that they're going to do that. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I'm sure shrinking video right now.
Nipples?
Mushroom. Let's talk more about mushrooms.
All right. Let's. Okay, tell me something. Let me ask you a question. Something that I would usually ask Paula, because she's my mushroom go-to information person, as is Marcel. But I'm with Paula more than I am with Marcel. Anyways, why is it that? I guess it's a stupid question, but I've noticed that there's very different strains that do very different things.
Effects, right? And
Yeah.
it's the same as cannabis.
Effects. Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
word.
you look at, you know, what's available, and most of the time it's cubensis, right? Which is the one that gives you the yawny things and when you're coming on, you know.
We had some chocolates that had a little bit of everything, and then there was some Hawaiians and some Bolivians and some of this and some BCs and stuff like that. And then
most all of those are cubensis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, those are all in. That's what I was getting at. They're all in the same family.
Yeah, they're all in the same
Some
family.
stronger than other those. Like the Hawaiians, I didn't like the way that it made me feel. Very jittery.
Yeah, that's that cubensis thing I'm talking about, where you feel like you have to stretch all the time when you're coming on, and it gives you the yawn and stuff, and you kind of got this body thing to it. That annoys the shit out of me. And so Cyanescence is the one that, of all of them, that is the least that way. And in North America, all you have to do is get a bunch of fir wood chips from the fir tree, right? And you put them in a garden outside your house, and you water them starting in the spring, and you'll get a blast of them sometime during the summer, right? And because they're endemic to the fir tree, right? That's what they grow on, is fir wood chips.
Oh, really? This one grows on a tree.
Yep. It's the only one that grows on wood, right? And it is a smaller mushroom, but it's a prolific fruiter during the right time of the year. In Ontario, it would do really good, right? And then, you know, like azarescence, which is the strongest one, that's from the Pacific Northwest, and it fruits in the wild right on the coast where seagrass meets the sand, right? And that was one of the ones that Paul Stamets named. He named that after his son, Azure, right? So he named it Azarescence. Yeah, and then it kind of spreads out. You know, there's the African strains, the Thai strains. I mostly grew Thai strains because they worked really good in the heat. Southern California, where my farm was very hot. In the summer, it would get up to 118 Fahrenheit. So it was always an issue trying to
You need the
keep
heat,
in the.
don't you?
No, you don't need the heat.
Okay.
You're trying to mitigate it a lot. We grew in dairy manure, so we would get it straight from the milking room floor, load it into our room, and we would use its thermal genesis to pasteurize it, right?
I saw a documentary on how they do mushrooms out in a big the button mushrooms.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Agaricus bisporus, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little different process. Agaricus bisporus takes longer to set up, right? Because you have to condition the substrate a little differently. And the other thing is they put what's known as a casing layer on the top of it. Primordia happens really different in agaricus mushrooms than it does in psilocybin. And you don't need to put a casing layer on the psilocybin. And when we would do it, what I discovered in my last big grows that I did of it was that the bigger the contiguous substrate, the larger your yield, right? Because mycelium has a thing about sharing nutrients across a span. So we went from individual crates and stacks to long shelves that were all metal racks with metal sides.
I've seen that.
It would fruit 360 degrees around the stack. There would be mushrooms hanging upside down off the bottom of it, right? I have a video that I post periodically of an old grow where they're fruiting into each other from the bottoms and the tops, and it blows people's mind because they've never seen it growing in a commercial style before. In a very small space, I would grow 2,000 pounds wet and then dry it to 200 pounds. And the nice thing is that the whole thing happens in 30 days, and the time of exposure where it can be identified as something illegal is relatively short compared to the output, right? So it is a safe venture in that sense, right? Because a cop can't walk in and say that's what it is, right? If he doesn't know what he's fucking looking at.
Everybody's falling asleep today. Holy.
Not me.
No, I'm just taking it in.
You're taking it in. So Lenny.
Yes.
You've not done them in many years.
I tried it once and I didn't. I was fucking. It was my friends, man. We were like just in first year university. They're probably fucking not even real.
Well,
gave him a cremini.
I also had a paranoia. My grandfather scared me when I was a kid. Is like, you gotta be careful with mushrooms. And
Harvest Fest, buddy.
What? Shrooms?
Harvest Fest. Yep. Around the
maybe.
fire. Last year. It's 2 years ago now.
Yeah, so you're coming to Harvest Fest. Is this official?
if I can.
Yeah,
this is
like this is breaking news now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, real breaking news. Yeah, call CNN. Al's going away.
You were a little bit uncommitted last minute this came up.
It's all about money, buddy. That's a long
Start saving pennies now.
Yeah, I'll get right on it. Sure.
Hey, have you thought about walking along the ditches and picking up cans? and you laugh, but I'll tell you what happened.
Cans for Harvest Fest.
Yeah, I knew a guy that was a hockey coach, or not a hockey coach. He was the timekeeper for the hockey rink. And he was a pretty big guy, and he started losing all kinds of weight. And I asked him how he did it, and he said he started walking. Yeah. Him and his wife go walking every night, and they pick up cans and bottles.
My dad and I used to go out when I was a kid. We'd go to the park, and on a Sunday, we'd take a bag with us, and we'd go into the bush and gather up all the beer bottles and cans from the kids drinking and partying on the Friday night.
Sure.
And so, yeah, no, I know you can make a buck.
You can make a buck, but it's a lot of good fresh air and healthy for you. And
It's what my dog is for, dude.
Yeah.
So what's everybody smoking up there now?
Hash and oil.
Hash and oil.
I'm scraping out old Shatterizer pods and filling them in another one and smoking them.
Have you tried any of the Shatterizer little tablet thingies?
The dab tabs, no, because they're not available here yet. And I haven't been over to see Matt since that shit went legal, so I don't know what's going on and why I haven't got one yet.
I really want to do a line of shatter for him from down here. Like that's one of my goals I'm working toward with him. And we just got approved this week with our lab. So
oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Expensive. Everything's expensive here. All the approval stages cost a ton of money.
Let's move to Thailand.
Yeah.
Let's move to Thailand.
Hey, have you seen what Thailand's doing?
Every government will screw it up somehow, man. Like
they just legalized, did they not?
No, they legalized homegrown cannabis for medical purposes, but you can also grow your 6 cannabis plants and sell it back to the government.
Oh.
So it says, here's what it says. Thailand seems to be accelerating the medical marijuana legalization process to allow its citizens to home cultivate 6 cannabis plants and sell them to the government for medical cannabis production.
Wow. This is one of the articles that I put in our chat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you don't read them.
Yes, I do.
You just put, that's a good headline. Marcel will read it.
Ow, 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 ow.
I'll have you know that I listen to it text to audio.
Okay, so according to the words of Health Minister Anutin Charnaviark, Thailand is to legalize the medical use of cannabis. What's more, he believes cannabis is to become one of the main agricultural products among the Thai households, and adds that Thais will soon be able to plant cannabis in their gardens as if it was any other greenery.
Now, will they allow them to put them in their front lawns, though?
I think they're going to allow them to grow everywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Everybody grows in Jamaica. It's like where I live, it's like...
Yeah. Apart from the approaching regulation, Thailand has recently built one of the largest medical cannabis facilities in Southeast Asia. At the moment, 12,000 cannabis plants are being observed by government officials who predict these plants will produce enough medical cannabis ingredients to fill 1 million bottles of cannabis oil within the following 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Now that sounds like there'll be an overage of cannabis just like there is here. Sorry. That's what they say. There's now an overage of product.
Oh, mediocre shit cannabis.
There was never a shortage of cannabis.
Well, that's what they
said. The black market. No, the only shortage was the licensed producers couldn't supply the stores. The black market was still flooded.
Yes, of course. But now they're saying they have too much and they don't know what to do with it.
Lower your price. I mean, one way to sell it is to drop the price to get down to the black market pricing.
Yeah, just give it away.
You want to get rid of the black market? Put them out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah. But it's going to cost you to put them out of business because
you're damn
you got to
right.
get the
Look
price
at the
low.
stocks.
Hey, dude, I fucking warned you a long time ago. Don't invest into those stocks. But no, hey, you and everybody else that I told went ahead and did it. Now
you did not.
Ass.
You didn't invest in
I did.
Fucking right, he did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day that said, should have listened to you. And I said, yeah. I said, and it was, do you think the stocks will ever go up again? I said, well, if they go up where you break even, get the fuck out.
What? Well, yeah, and that's what's going to happen now. But now they're saying 10 years.
What?
10 years before it bounces back. Like it did.
Those companies were all put in place to crash the market.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was by design. I think Big Pharma put up the money for the whole fucking scam, right? Think about it. Canopy raised about $668 million off stock sales. The other ones, a little less each one of them, right? That sucked up about 85% of all the investment money out there for the cannabis industry. Companies like my company, Castle Black, is completely self-funded, right? And we're privately held and we have no debt. And it's going to be about
and a castle.
Who's left? Yeah, and a castle. Yeah, on top of a fucking mountain in Jamaica.
Okay,
there you go.
Here's a question I have for you.
Yeah.
Because it's your company, so you're going to know this. Roughly how many pounds can you produce in a year?
Here's the crazy thing about here is I can harvest every month of the year.
That's what I mean. So how many pounds could you produce in a year?
When we get our strains dialed in here and we get our problems resolved and we increase our acreage, like our license is heinously big, right?
Oh, is it?
Oh my God, dude. Our plant count dwarfs. If you added up the plant count for all the companies in North America, we are more. I'm not kidding you, right? Like, and when we open up this next acreage, our plant count double. And it's like, it puts us into the millions of plants, right? And the Jamaican government is looking at us because we're the last one standing here, right? Like Canopy pulled out, all the others are pulling out. Lots of people have lost money and gone under. 15 licenses were issued. I think 5 of us are still in business, right? And most of those are dispensaries. So it's like, it's going to be the last man standing. And it's always going to come down to quality, right? Like all these motherfuckers can do whatever the fuck they want. And there's still going to be guys like Derek Pedro who knows what the fuck he's doing, and a bunch of people that emerged from the craft industry and are still standing. In California, it's all a fucking train wreck. People are going back to illegal growing, and it's narrowing down the field too, right? And it's going to happen that way on an international level as well. And it's going to come down to the quality guys, you know, and who's putting out the best bang for the buck. And it will always be that way.
Are you allowed
what they don't grasp is that this industry is owned by us, right? Mm-hmm. Like our culture, our cannabis culture that it has developed since the 60s owns this. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever the fuck they want with their laws. And we still control the market because quality is the name of the game, and the people who are the small growers and the dedicated ones in Humboldt and Mendocino and, you know, the Scott Zarambis and those kind of people that really kick some fucking ass and deliver the goods. And the same kind of thing across Canada, you know. They will never be able to stop what we have started. And sooner or later, they're going to have to capitulate to our demands, either because we elect and improve in our election skills and delineate these frickin' morons who double down like Biden in the States, who's gone back to the old rhetoric of it being a gateway drug. How fucking stupid are these people, you know? Like, you know, we're not knuckling under. We didn't knuckle under in 50 years. We're not going to knuckle under in 100 years. You know, they just got to grow up and get over this shit, you know. And it's international in its flavor and in the stench of the lie that has been told for the last 100 years, you know. And that's my rant for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
I better roll another.
That was a good rant.
Roll another.
I like that rant.
Every once in a while, I get on a roll.
Well, I'd like to know what Lenny thinks about everything, because, you know, I mean, as a pharmacist, you're kind of sitting here watching, but you're in the thick of it as well, right?
Oh yeah. So what do you want to know? What my opinion on what?
I don't know, man. I forgot what I was going to ask.
I don't know. I wasn't sure where you're going with that.
Either was I. I can't even direct them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lenny, are you playing both sides of the pharmaceutical street?
So Paul, you don't know really what I am or who I am, do you? Really?
No.
Not a fucking clue, bro. Sorry.
So I am a pharmacist. I own 2 pharmacies. I am pharma, and I am also part of a Canadian LP.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I guess you could say, yeah, I'm doing it both ways.
There you go. But that, you know what? The industry needs that shit. All right.
Yeah. No, I listen. This is why I got into it. All right. Asterisk. Yeah, I want to make some money too. But after that, let's get the fucking truth out of there to start. But
yeah.
Pharmaceuticals, and I'm not here to bash all the pharmaceuticals in the world. We remember that drug called penicillin. Yeah, it may have saved a few lives, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of harm with pharmaceuticals. I've seen a lot of potential great things that cannabis can do. So it just makes sense that let's just get it where it needs to be. Let's get rid of some of the poisons. Let's get some better therapy where it should be. I like natural shit too. Listen, I'm a big fish oil guy. I love fucking vitamin D.
Okay.
I like
So
all that stuff.
Okay, so I got something to tell you. So when I get here, right, I get to Jamaica, right, and I'm like, and Jamaica is this crazy place. Like, the British came here, and they brought every fucking plant from the tropical zone to here. Like, there's literally a different fruit for every day of the year here. Almost every plant here is a medicinal. So consequently, all the medicines here, all the native bush kind of medicines are all ferments. They're all probiotics. And
I like that stuff.
Well, yeah, and I'm like, I get here and I see this and I'm going like, wow, man, like there's really a lot of really dynamically healthy old people here, right? And I'm going like, that's really trippy in a third world scenario, right? And then you start like, there's fucking noni here and shit like that, right? That came from Tahiti, you know, and breadfruit and jackfruit and you name it. It's all fucking here, right? And then there's like trees like the guango tree, which they use the root, they use the wood, they use the bark, they use the flower, they use the seed pod on it. All of it has a different medicinal property. And it's like one of the things I'm really excited about is getting our lab set up so that we can do PCR testing and gas chromatograph and those kind of things on plant medicines here and see what the hell is in these things that everybody's using.
Yeah, no, and that stuff's cool. And to me, a lot of that stuff, yeah, it's nice to isolate what it is, but there's something to just using the whole plant, the traditional medicine, the mother nature of it, right? When you start concentrating and manipulating, and that's where you get the side effects. And that's what besides cannabis, that's why I always joke about supplements or botanicals versus a drug. Right. Like one of my favorite supplements out there is L-theanine or GABA.
Right.
And they're actually, they'll chill you out, a little bit of anxiety. They actually work on the same receptor as fucking Valium, but Valium will strangle, hold, and choke off the receptor, almost kill it. So that's how people get addicted. Whereas the other one just gives a little pinch, a little massage, chill you out. You're not gonna
but what like you were saying, like when you use valerian root.
Yeah, valerian's awesome.
It's a totally different ball game, and they make Valium out of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like when you go back to the root of a botanical treatment, you really discover some amazing properties. And I think the best thing about it is your body doesn't greet it as a foreign invasion, right?
No, it's true. It's true. But the main thing is, like I say, what it is, just because of pharma, everyone's trying to patent something. So it's all about concentrating it. manipulating it chemically to get it an isolated entity, and then it's yours. And that's just not the way they should be doing it. Just do it right.
Yeah. Totally. I agree.
But
yeah, so much cool stuff happened in mycology, with Paul Stamets and
I got to listen to Paul. I just Joe Rogan was who introduced me to Paul last week. I started listening to him, but I got to get into his books. I started listening. That guy was cool.
I went to school at Paul's farm. And,
oh yeah.
When I first started getting into mushroom growing, I took two courses at his place, an introductory course and a master's course, and then I took the Pennsylvania State short course, which was a week on agaricus button mushrooms, and then but it turned out that Paul and I knew each other, and it was crazy because if you read any of his books, in the front there is a dedication to the warriors of Hwarang-do, which is a Korean martial art, or what they call the Korean war art. And he studied with Master Jubong Lee. And so I went to a thing called the Aspen Academy of the Martial Arts, and I was studying Tai Chi and Choi Lei Phut Gung Fu there. And they also had Hwarang-do, and they had Aikido. And so I read, after I went to my first course, I read his book, and I read this introduction. I was like, wow, martial arts is a really small world. And so I sent him a note, and I said, I'm friends with Bob Dugan, who studied Hwarang-do. And he says to me, I can kick Bob Dugan's ass, right? And I go, that's crazy because I know Bob Dugan killed a guy, right? He hit the guy so hard in the face that it split his face in half, right? And so, I laughed and I said, wow, I photographed everything at Aspen Academy of the Martial Arts that they did. And he said, I was there. And I'm like, what? And it turned out I had photographed him doing these jumping, diving rolls over a stack of guys, right, that were kneeling on each other's backs in a pyramid, right? And they were like 6 feet in the air, and he was jumping up in the air and rolling and coming up standing, right? And he had hair at the time. That was why I didn't recognize him, because he was pretty much fucking bald when I met him. And I sent him the pictures, and it was like we were kind of instant old friends after that.
Well, you're a mushroom expert. What's your thoughts on reishi?
Oh, reishi's great. I mean,
that's what I take it daily. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, it's an anti-cancer. It's high in polysaccharides. When I got into mushroom growing, it was because of the anti-cancer nature of mushrooms, and I knew at some point, I was going to face that, because most everybody faces cancer at some point.
Yeah, I take it for the cancer, and I take it for the immune modulation of my cortisol a little bit. So I actually take it as a capsule, but I got into the reishi infused coffee shit too, so I drink that every day.
You know what? I'm amazed at what a good mood leveler it is, right? Like, it really emoliates anxieties and things like that. And they say it's an antidepressant, right? So it's, for anybody having those kind of issues, it's a really good alternative to anything chemical, right?
I find the coffee, when they put in the coffee, you don't get that jittery. It just kind of levels it out, so it's a nice cup of coffee. It's they make a reishi coffee, don't they? It's like, it's all reishi. There's no coffee in it. Oh yeah, there's a couple different companies that do it. So
yeah,
I have no idea what you guys are talking
about. Reishi, the Ling Chi,
Ganoderma.
Yeah, Ganoderma lucidum, exactly.
What is it? Another mushroom?
It's
another
mushroom.
type of mushroom.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a chaga. Kind
Yeah,
of
it's a polypore.
That I know. I've heard of the chagas. Yeah.
Yeah. Very important.
Chagas you can get here in the forest, right?
Yep. You can find them there in Ontario. Yep.
And I've seen them, but is that also under the same kind of thing as the psilocybin?
No, these are anti-cancer medicinal methods.
These are, there's no high or nothing from these. These are antiviral.
Okay.
Yeah, Al, they're no fun.
Yeah, they're no fun.
They save your life.
They're just good for you.
Okay.
Yeah, mushrooms
I've
are
heard
fast.
of them, and I've seen them because I've been in the forest, and they are very abundant. I believe that the chaga grows on the birch, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I think so in Ontario.
Yeah. I watch a lot of reality, like Life Below Zero and those kind of shows, right? So you learn a lot.
We don't watch a lot of TV here in Jamaica.
You don't have Disney Plus?
We don't have. We have internet, but none of us have. I don't have a Netflix account even. So I just watch stuff. I watch like travel vlogs, food vlogs, like the Food Ranger and Mark Wiens and this little Korean girl. What's her name? Miss Mina. I love Asian food blogs, street food things, right?
You got dead air.
No, dead air. I'm thinking.
Kind of getting it in the mood for trying to look at the kind of vlogs that are being really successful when I start my ganja vlog, my ganja travel vlog.
Can you go out and take spores and actually place them on a tree yourself and for something like that?
Well, the best thing to do when you have spores is to germinate them on a plate and try to get it to turn to mycelium. One of the problems with starting from spores is it doesn't guarantee a fruiting, right? So you have to play with it a bit and do a lot of plates with the spores you have so that when you see that the mycelium is heading in the right direction and it creates, primordia in the dish, you know that you can take that petri dish and expand it into a liquid to expand on grain. It starts with...
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, it starts with making spawn to fruit on a substrate, right?
How did yours work out, Marcel?
Pardon me?
How did your shroomage work out?
All right. Just not ideal conditions, that's all.
Our friend CJ, he's been playing with it, and he keeps sending me pictures, and it's kind of cool to see them growing. It looked like just a bunch of fungus growing on a plate, like in a bag, actually. And but now you can actually see the mushrooms forming. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Nothing grows faster than a mushroom.
Let me ask you guys a question, and we've had this conversation before. Live mushroom, here in Canada, anyways, mushrooms are psilocybin is illegal, but only when it's dry, right? So fresh mushrooms are not on that list, correct?
Wow, I don't know that one.
Say it again.
So if they're dried, they're illegal. If they're fresh, they're not.
Yeah. While they're growing, they're not illegal until they're dried in Canada. Psilocybin mushrooms.
That's pretty cool.
That's if I am wrong, please correct me. But I'm
looking it up now.
I've had this conversation with a few different people, including Paula, and
I've heard that before. But
from my understanding, psilocybin mushrooms are illegal in Canada, as a psychedelic, but not while they're growing. They're not illegal until they're dried.
We have no laws here in Jamaica one way or the other, right? And that's why Field Trips Enterprises from Toronto is doing a study with the University of the West Indies, which I may have weaseled my way into.
Are you able to import and export yet between Canada and Jamaica?
Yes, we can. We can get one-off import licenses from the Prime Minister anytime we want.
So here's your law for you. When it comes to regulating magic mushrooms in Canada, there are a number of things you should remember. Possession, sale, and use of psilocybin mushrooms are illegal. However, the sale of spores and kits are considered legal. As soon as you put those spores to substrate, that's illegal.
Okay.
But if you have the spores in the jar, keep it in the fridge or whatever, that's perfectly legal.
Now, okay,
it goes back to the cannabis seed argument. Cannabis seeds were sold for years and years as novelty items because they were only illegal if you germinated them.
Yeah. Right.
Now,
and poppy seeds, the same thing. Like
same thing for poppy seeds.
Only if you score the pod is it illegal.
Yeah, we used to have the ladies at the building that I lived in up north there. They had a bunch of poppies growing, and they would grow right through the whole thing, and split and fall off into the ground and start again the next year. But if you had done what you do, you could have produced them, right? There's different strains of poppies as well, right? So some don't get you high, and some do.
They all have opium in them. Every single one of them has more or less in it. When I injured my back really bad in my 20s racing a guy on a horse and the saddle came off the horse, the cinch broke. And I destroyed my back, right? And I used to make poppy pod tea. Holy fuck, man. That shit is potent. Like 3 pods, knock out any pain you have in your body. It's being able to handle the level of illness you get from it, right?
Well, that's how they started using it, right? Just on the fly. Yeah. You needed something, you went to the plant, you got something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Let's go back to the spores and stuff like that. So when you dry psilocybin mushrooms, are they more potent then than when they're live?
No, they start to degrade as soon as you start to dry them, right?
So they're more potent than when they're growing.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? The mycelium in the bed has as much psilocin in it as the mushroom, right? So if you were extracting it, you would just take the mushrooms and the whole block and extract it, right, after it finished fruiting. And
but they say as soon as the cap opens up, that you can see the gills, then you're already losing potency.
Yeah, you never want to let the cap open. You got to pick. And the other thing that happens when the cap opens is it sporulates, right? And everywhere a spore lands on the substrate, a mushroom won't grow. So you slow down your production, right? So you got to pick every mushroom before it cracks its veil.
So that would be like the hemp to the mushroom. Hemp to cannabis as mushrooms is to the spore.
Yeah.
So you learn something every fucking day here on this show, don't you?
There you go. Eh?
I try and learn something new every day.
Well, then you have to start doing the show every day.
Well, if you don't learn something new every day, then you wasted that day.
Good point.
Yeah.
Now I'm really depressed.
It's pretty hard.
You're in Canada, dude. It's winter. Depression's right around the corner.
There ain't no winter. There ain't even a puddle out there right now.
Oh, Lord, huh? Believe me, the
you
puddle
got
will
snow
be
out east yet?
No. Actually, I'm going to lie or tell the truth on that one. There's a bit of snow on the pass.
There was a foot here last week.
There's just a
right
skim
now
on the trees and stuff.
There
It looks like they got it sometime today.
It looked like a winter wonderland here last week, and it just in a 2-day dumping, basically. And now there is nothing. It rained yesterday, some of the day before, I think. Yeah. Yep. So let's listen to another song, shall we?
Song?
Sure.
All right. I pulled up, since our guest is in Jamaica, some Bush Doctor. And Peter Tosh is somebody who I used to go and see at the Forum every year when he came. And he would come out on his unicycle with a foot-long fucking spliff in his mouth, singing "I'm the Toughest."
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. This is the 420 Radio Show. We are live here at 420radio.ca. Come on in the chat room if you're still listening, and if not, well, maybe next time. We'll be back.
Tug lightly on this bowl of mine. Well, my screen has seen some better times. Well, my buddy poked a hole, now my weed falls deep inside. Please tug lightly on this bowl of mine.
You're listening to the randomness that is 420radio.com. Sorry, that's 420radio.ca. Powered by ADHD and fueled by cannabis.
Warning. The Surgeon General warns. Cigarette smoking is dangerous. Dangerous. Hazard to your health. Does that mean anything to you? Them legalize marijuana. Right here in Jamaica, yeah. Them say it cure glaucoma, yeah. I'm an the bush doctor, yeah. So there'll be no more smoking and feeling tense. When I see them come, I don't have to jump. Legalize marijuana. Down here in Jamaica, yeah. Only cure for asthma, yeah. I'm an anti-minister, yeah. So there'll be no more police brutality, no more disrespect for humanity. Legalize marijuana, yeah. Down here in Jamaica, yeah. Can build up a failing economy, yeah. Eliminate the slavish mentality.
Okay.
We are back. And Mary Jane had to leave, so she says goodbye to everybody. Her phone died.
Hi, Mary Jane.
Yeah, her Samsung threw her out.
Samsung.
Doesn't she have an Apple?
I don't know what she has, dude.
I think she's got an iPhone.
I miss Darcy.
BlackBerry.
He's not really. I mean, he can't. If you throw a hard enough rock, you won't miss him.
What a Darcy. You would
He hasn't texted or anything, has he?
No, he was in the chat room because he saw Mary Jane's
guest
post, and that was it.
I really miss Tracy and Dave from. Did they move to Malta or?
No. They just went on a trip. They're back in Hamilton, up on
back
the mountain.
in Hempleton.
Yeah, in Hempleton. It's not Hempleton anymore, man. No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know if you've...
No more 80 dispensaries.
No more 80 dispensaries. No more Gunjanistas. We're selling everything off this weekend, and then that's it.
No more Ganjanista?
Yep. We had to give up the building. That was part of the get out of jail free card, I guess you could call it. So,
anything good
done.
for sale?
Nothing that you would want to come, 2,000 miles for.
I don't know. No, you can bring it down to me, though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, in July.
Kind of like you bringing down my little cone filler.
Cone filler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Do you use it?
No, really, not anymore. It's another one of those, hey, that's a cool looking gadget. What a waste of fucking time. That's what I'm going to look at them all now. If somebody shows me, oh, this is a really cool gadget. Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, you're no fun to do reviews with.
Why? Just because they tell the truth? It was awesome. It's a great novelty
awesome.
rate.
Yes. And that's all they are.
Is it something that you would use every day? Not a fucking chance, because the first time you had to clean it, you would be so pissed off.
Oh, yeah, it was a bugger, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Al just gave me a lead into something we were discussing.
What was that?
Gadget, yes or no? A useless gadget, yes or no? The record player.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Useless gadget, yes or no?
No, because that was a good segue. You're learning, Lenny.
Yes, I'm getting all this fucking radio host shit down.
You're getting all radio. Yeah. Does he walk around talking about ideas at work, Marcel? We should talk about this.
I like to come up with strain names.
We talk about way more different things than this show.
Oh, so what kind of strain names have you come up with?
Try not to violate the Cannabis Act strain names.
See, here's the thing with the Cannabis Act, because people should know this. The reason that you can't find a lot of the strains in the legal producers is they're not allowed to use those names. All right? Such as Candy
that's right.
Candy Cane, which is an awesome strain. You'll never see one from a licensed producer.
I've had that.
But licensed producers will be supplying it. They'll just call it something else.
Strain number 4331222.
Right. So it can't be anything that's going to be appealing to children. So that leaves out all of the cookie strains.
Yeah, that was the fun one today.
Yeah, all the cake strains.
Yeah, wedding cake, all the
Skittles.
No, listen, I got
wedding. We got wedding and
wedding quake.
Yeah.
Wedding quake?
Yeah.
Wedding quake. We're growing wedding quake.
At work.
Yeah.
What about naming things like going to kill you death strain, don't smoke?
No, that's the other LPs.
Do you have issues like that down in Jamaica?
Killer Death Strain, do not smoke?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm thinking about naming one that because everybody will buy it.
Do you have any issues with strain names or anything like that? Like, are any of the issues that we have here similar to there?
Zero.
In Jamaica. So you want to grow, do whatever you want.
Well, everybody grows. If you want to sell in a dispensary or sell to other guys in the business here on the island or export stuff, then you got to be legal, right? Or you're doing it illegally, right?
Which they've been doing it for how long, anyways? Well,
I'm sure they've been doing it since slaves have been here, because I'm sure the first ganja came with the slaves. You know, it's like I'm an heirloom produce expert. That's one of my expertises, right? And I found 3 watermelon strains here I've never seen before in my life. And I've grown 280 kinds of watermelon.
But yet, okay, but you're finding those amazing strains down there, but yet they don't grow well there.
Oh, they fucking grow awesome
do they?
Here.
Okay, but
yeah.
And do they seed?
Yeah.
So they all everything seeds.
Yeah, they're the most insane tasting watermelons, and the color inside of them, they're absolutely ruby red, like they're dark, man.
Oh, you're talking fruit. I thought you're talking strains, dude.
No, I'm talking real fruit. I'm talking real fruit. Weed here, like the local strains are all polluted, right, with foreign genetics. Like I have a lot of one of the things that showed up at, like, they got me 25 pounds of local seed to play with, right? And I came up with a lot of black ice and white ice, which is a very dominant strain here, and they do really good because they're resistant to all the problems that are here. And they're actually, like, black ice is a crazy strain. Like, the stems are purple black from get-go, right? And the leaves even have purple leaf margins in them, right? And it isn't a huge producer, but it is a very unique strain, and it's fucking nice to smoke. And so that's what we've done in our first couple of grows that we're doing here right now, is just the local stuff. And then there was a bunch of, like, there was like 35 phenotypes in it by the time it finished, right? And I think there was...
Do you not lose potency when it seeds, though?
Absolutely you do, but sure. It depends on how hard it seeds, right? Like, we ended up with a few seeds, right? And then we had a hermaphrodite problem too, which is probably how a lot of the seed happens here, right?
Because so how are you going to be able to control that? Are you're doing it in open air, or are you doing it in a closed area? Or are you doing it in a greenhouse?
we have open air. We have greenhouse that we're building, and I'm about to build a 50,000 square foot indoor on another piece of property. So
you'll have 3 different ways to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's people doing small indoor on the island, but this will be the first big one. I actually had Wubba Clayton here. If you don't know who Wubba is, go on YouTube and search Wubba Clayton or Wubba's Weed. He's probably the most famous grower here in Jamaica. He's from Red Hill. And he's by blood mixed into 2 of the richest families on the whole island. The Isas and the Claytons are the 2 of the bigs, and then there's the Chins and the Lees, right? And the Isas own all the couples resorts. They built them from the ground up. And so Wubba has been growing for 25 years in Orange Hill, and has a sophisticated drying facility and can snap dry as shit. It comes out green, and which is hard to do here in the tropics when your humidity is always above 70% for the most part. hard to get that snap dry without good dehumidification. And
do you have to worry about the same type of things that we do here up in Canada?
Oh yeah, way beyond that.
Okay.
It's our problems here are crazy, right? Like this last month, I was my first harvest in October, right? And that month, it rained so hard everywhere around us that everybody lost their crop. Everything rotted in the field before they could get it out, right? And I pulled off a crop, and because we didn't get any rain, basically we're in a drought here in our parish, right? And it was the luck of the draw. Like I had insane weather right to the day we cut. Like it rained once during the whole frickin' time of bloom. The other thing is that plants finish in 6 weeks here, not 8 or 10, right? Like they hit finish, and then you're by the time you're the 8th week, you're overripe, right? It happens so fast here, you can't believe it.
Why is that?
Well, the constant temperature. The temperature never swings more than 10 degrees here, so your soil is always in maximum metabolism. So when you get your soil set up right, and you've got a feeding cycle going that is working for them, they do everything so quick that you can hardly measure the transition period from veg to pre-flower, right? It just fucking bang. All of a sudden, it's like you're 2 weeks into blooming. You go, holy fuck, It's pretty cool that way. And basically every month of the year you can harvest here. It's this time of year, the days are so freaking short that you don't get a lot of growth out of anything that's in the ground. So it's a better time to prepare the ground and expand and try to get other things in line for after the shortest day of the year, right? When it starts to increase and get ready for those cycles off then. Like I'm kind of working on a 4 harvest cycle. Our plant count, if I had 380 acres that I could cultivate all at once, I could use my current full plant count. But in the future, it'll take me 3 times that much to grow our full license. The reason we've been given that license is the government wants us to do an AD program here where we're training farmers. And then we buy everything they produce. We turn it into extracts and for all kinds of different medicinal products,
Cool.
Which we'll be doing all here, right? They're trying to create a system that is really inclusive, and the AD program allows a small farmer to put up a 6-foot high fence around his crop. Doesn't have to have the cameras and all the stuff that we have, and then we buy it from him, process it, pay him, give him more plants, keep him going, help him with his problems. One of the things that I'm integrating into this, and I don't know if you guys know about KNF, or Korean natural farming. Go on YouTube, put in KNF and capitals. It'll come up with a guy, Chris Trump from Hawaii, and another guy named Drake. And basically it's a style of farming that was developed for subtropical areas and tropical areas where everything you use, you make yourself. Like everything I use as a fertilizer, I make myself here. I make my own fish emulsion. I take fish in 5-gallon buckets and I layer it with brown sugar, and the osmotic pressure of the brown sugar squeezes out all the moisture, digests the meat. In 90 days, I have fish emulsion that I can use. I also use what's known as IHO or IHN or OHN, excuse me, Oriental Herbal Nutrients for plants. Any Chinese medicinal that is good for humans is good for plants. So I make a bunch of extracts of ginger, garlic, cinnamon, turmeric, angelica, and licorice root. Angelica and licorice root are two of the most important Chinese herbs. Also, all those ingredients are anti-pathogenic. So when you treat plants with them, it represses the bad stuff in the soil and supports all the good stuff. Then I make my own lactis bacillus extract. 70% of all the beneficial bacteria in our environment is family lactis bacillus. You make this by taking organic brown rice, a 5-liter plastic jug will work fine, 180 grams of organic brown sugar, 60 grams of sea salt. You mix the brown rice with 5 liters of water in a bottle. You shake it good 88 times, according to the master from Japan. It scrubs off the lactis bacillus on the outside of the bottle rice. And then in a week, it ferments, turns into pure lactis bacillus culture, which you can then drink to boost your immune system, spray on plants.
Rice wine.
Not quite. It's before it goes to that stage.
Oh, okay.
You can also do it with rice wash water that you age for a couple of days and you inoculate milk with, and then you get cheese, and the whey is pure lactis bacillus culture. Lactis bacillus for plants is, they call it the soldier or the doctor, right? When you have plants that go into severe stress, you can do a soil drench with it, spray it on the plant, or spray it on seedlings as they're coming up. You can spray it on cuts. You can soak your feet in it. You can use it to sterilize surfaces, mop your floor. You have pet odors, spray it on your pets, right? It knocks out odors instantly. The bacteria digest all those kind of odors. In Korea, they invented odorless chicken and pig farming by using the spray in the areas where the animals live. The next stage of it is you collect indigenous microorganisms, and this is done in a way that's used in mycology. They use woven palm baskets, and they par cook rice. So you use 5 cups of water, you use 5 cups of rice, and it cooks it just to a stage before the grain is blown up. It makes it really receptive to beneficial microorganisms as opposed to bad ones. You put it in this basket, you go and find a place that is 100 feet in elevation above where you're cultivating, and you put it under here we would put it under a big mango tree, or another one in a bamboo grove, and another one in a banana grove. And in 5 days, we would come back and the rice would be covered in something called hypha, which would be pure biology put out by these healthy organisms from the soil. And then you have those things and you can expand them and inoculate your soil with it, creating a scenario where you force out bad pathogens by overpopulating with the good stuff. And it kind of goes on like that. My fertilizers are made from fruits from the jungle. We just cut down a Jamaican apple tree here. I took all the blooms off it. I fermented them in sugar, extracted it with alcohol, stabilized it. Now I have a flowering hormone extracted from live flower. I take a fruit, I do the same thing. Then I have the potassium and phosphorus for blooming made from mango or noni fruit or whatever.
Are you growing all that on your land as well?
It all grows around us everywhere. Oh, cool. The jungle here, like, it is impossible to starve in Jamaica. You walk 20 feet out of the jungle and there's food growing everywhere, right? Like, it's amazing. Like, and you know, all the plants that they eat, just freaking, like, a seed falls on the ground here, it grows, right? That's just how it is, right?
Got a question from the chat room. Is garlic a natural pesticide as well?
Garlic is a great anti-pathogenic thing, and one of the reasons why it's used in the OHN formula, right? You use those in different combinations, usually 1 to 1,000. Some of them, as they age, they get more potent, so you can use it as low as 1 to 2,000. So they become very homeopathic. treatments for the soil and your plant.
The thing with garlic, though, is if you do a foliar spray with garlic, you risk killing off beneficial bacteria at the same time, or beneficial insects.
It's anti-pathogenic, so it will take out bad stuff and kind of. The thing about the beneficial stuff is it's tougher than the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So when you use these homeopathic remedies, you're inoculating with strong local microorganisms. You change the whole dynamic, right? You really change what happens in the soil in a way that they're just starting to figure out. Like this style of farming's been going on since in the early 1990s, right? And it started in Southern Korea and expanded to Hawaii and kind of hit California. And the fermentation thing has been a kind of burgeoning thing in Canada. Everywhere else, it's exploding because it's natural to how they do things here. Most of the folk medicines here are all fermentation, so they're all probiotics, right? Like I'm having to make my own vinegars and things like that. I'm making banana vinegar right now. You mash up a bunch of bananas in their peels and you just stuff them in a jar and you shut the lid and it completely ferments and separates, right? Then you stabilize it with sugar and you can extract it with alcohol if you want, and that suspends it and keeps it in a holding pattern until you dilute it with water, right?
Wow.
Went way over his head, didn't you?
Yeah, KNF is fucking cool, man. Like, and I was I
That's a
came
T-shirt.
Yeah, it is a T-shirt. I came here and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to get all these modern things I need, and we're going to be able to ship them in, and it's going to be a time. No, none of that shit happened, right? And I was immediately forced into, I got to make all my soil from scratch. I got to find raw materials everywhere I can find them. I got to find somebody who makes compost. I got to, and it took me a good 8 months to find all the things I needed to find. And now I've got soil in these holes. Like we dug holes in, 3 layers of clay. There was no dirt here. We're on a mountaintop. It's a mountain is made out of clay. The holes that had to be dug to do that, I had to put drainage in them, so they're all lined with 4 inches of rock and drained down to a central spot. And then I found they were building a road nearby. I bought 280 cubic yards of topsoil, and then got coco coir, got bamboo sawdust, found some guys that make compost, made biochar, and built these holes to the point where now I can literally stick my arm in the ground all the way up to my elbow, like no effort. And they're just, and by the time we get through 3 or 4 cycles, they'll really be settled in. I will have, I'm experimenting with cover crop things because here in a tropical zone, you can't have bare ground. If you have bare ground, it's all going to wash away. You can get 13 inches of rain here in an hour, and it has happened, and it's freaking crazy when it happens. So you have to really adopt a lot of practices that, like cover cropping is critical. I'm going to try to do a thing with the peanut farmers. We're actually going to grow peanuts under cannabis because they're a legume. They'll fix nitrogen, and they sprawl really good and put out rhizomes. We need stuff that will grow into the aisle. It's like you can't get ryegrass here, right? Like I would put ryegrass on the aisle, and that would, make it so you could walk on it when it rains and things like that. But not here, right? So it's always trying to find something that simulates what I could do in another place, Yeah, no off-the-shelf fertilizers here, nothing that is organic.
Excellent.
That's cool.
Guess what?
It's that time.
Al.
It's that time. I know. I just saw the clock.
We should let these nice people go to bed.
More like you want to go to bed.
I'm going to a party.
Yeah.
There's a birthday party right outside the castle wall.
Oh, there
right
you go.
on.
That's all. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just I'm looking at the CCBE Expo thing that's going on here in Toronto this week. That's what I've been doing and listening to Paul, and I always enjoy talking to you, my friend. I can't wait until you come home.
It'll be fun. Otherwise, you got to come here.
Yeah, well, you know.
And next time we'll make the big announcement about big change in my life.
The big change in your life, yeah.
Yeah, the big change. The big change that made Mary Jane leave.
Oh, sorry, Mary Jane.
It was excellent listening to you tonight.
Excellent hanging
that
with you.
That was cool stuff,
Paul.
Paul.
Man. So thank you and say hi to Ira for me. I'm going to be on his show.
Yeah, I'll set that up as soon as I find him.
Excellent. All right, I love you guys.
All right, this has been another edition of the 420 Radio Show. You can catch us daily at 4:20 a.m. and p.m. on the station at 420radio.ca in repeat mode. We've got 12 years of shows going on there. We'll be back next week. Don't know what we're doing, but we'll be here. Night, guys.
Yep, have a good one.
Night, Paul.
Are we off yet? Paul left.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You're listening to 420radio.ca, Canadian Cannabis Radio.